What's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's the podcast. Glad to be back here with you guys today. And guess what? It's just me and Biz. Yeah, so as soon as he gets over there fiddle fucking around with the computer, we gonna get him rocking on here. What's up, Kenny Mitchell? So glad to have you on here, man. Legit, the most requested guest, I think, of all time has now entered the room. He's Mr. Kenny Mitchell from Operation Yellow Tape, my good friend. Hopefully we'll be getting a little live together here soon for you guys, and at least do that for you until we can get Kenny to Texas, because we got to get Kenny down to Texas. We're not doing this virtual BS, but literally my DMs, my comments, everything when I asked you guys who you wanted to see on here literally blew up with Kenny Mitchell. So I'm happy for my friend. I'm glad his stuff, because I believe in his cause and what he's putting out there, that's really taken off and he's getting the traction that he rightfully deserves. So super happy for you, bro. Glad to have you on here. Yes, so those of you that have only been following us for, I don't know, since we started this podcast,
3 years
probably
ago.
Never seen this, because I forgot what this looked like. I mean, it's been 7 years.
I've never seen you without facial hair, so I don't know. I thought somebody hacked your page.
Yeah, bro.
And it was like, had you as like a deep fake or something, was trying to fake like
Yeah.
you.
It still weirds me out a little bit.
Really? Just
Yeah.
not having that weight on your face or not being able to move.
You forget
Stroke
how
your
many
beard.
things are habitual about it when you have a beard, like just touching it, messing with it.
That sounds freaky as
Beard
hell.
combs. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
gets
I
freaky
mean,
with
yeah,
the
that's,
beard.
I just gave people the home run pitches right there.
Yeah, so you're that's going to be in your inbox for about the next
So,
week.
yeah. Yeah. That'll be all over
How
here.
you and your beard get along today?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So welcome back, man.
My brother.
Let's do it.
We've been on hiatus too long, man. It's been a lot of lifing.
Yeah.
Life has been lifing.
And this time of year always gets tough, man. Like, it gets tough for people personally, you know, business. I mean, everybody has all these other commitments this time of year, things you want to do, things you feel obliged to do. It becomes an absolute mess, train wreck trying to juggle all that stuff.
Yes, you know, now the weather's changing. Now it's gray skies. It's cloudy. It's rainy. It's a lot. It's a lot. But then how can the holidays be so depressing?
You know, man, I'm glad Kenny's on here for this. Kenny, please feel free to comment on this. But, like, Kenny just put out his... So if you guys go follow Operation Yellow Tape, like, I'm not just doing this because Kenny's on here, but seriously, go follow Operation Yellow Tape. Sign up for his newsletter. I don't care if you're a firefighter, EMS, you know, police officer, whatever. He talks about all this stuff, like, all the time. And really puts out good content. I mean, it's suicide prevention. It's mental health awareness.
Oh, yeah, well, then I get it. Let me go fix that real quick.
Yeah.
It's a pushable button.
So, yeah. I mean, and, you know, people feel a lot of pressure, too, with just gift giving. You know, that's something Kenny brought up in his newsletter that I hadn't thought a lot about. Like, you feel like you're supposed to get certain people in your life's gifts. And, like, what if you're having a financially hard time, or you just can't make all that work and you feel obliged to, like, be a part of the holiday season, do these things, get gifts, do all that. And, like, Kenny had a great suggestion on there of, like, give somebody your time. Give them your time. Just call and check on them. Invite them out for a cup of coffee.
That one I agree on.
Go sit down with them and just go for a walk with them. Go spend time with somebody you care about, somebody you haven't checked on in a while, you know, and you feel the grief and not being able to say no in a lot of these situations. And, like, there are other alternatives and easy things. Like, I think he mentioned, like, he did, like, some kind of, like, coupon book or a card or something that, like, basically said, hey, redeemable whenever, you know, us spending some quality time together.
That's pretty cool.
I thought it was a great idea. I mean, like, just people don't think about that all the time. Like, everybody gets so caught up in like holiday parties and I got to go do this and that and the family's coming in or you're going to see family. Like, man, that can be overwhelming at times. I mean, I get it now, like, but I just didn't realize the magnitude of it. But then you start like looking into the research and stuff on it and like, yeah, man, like this is one of the like worst periods of time throughout the calendar year for suicide.
Very much so. Are you a big gift giving, holiday, celebratory, all into the season type of person?
Yes and no. My gifts are very deliberate. They're very thought out. Like, I can't just get somebody something for the sake of getting them something. Like, it has to.
But that should be hard.
It can be. I think my father-in-law is the hardest of them all because if he wants something, he goes and gets it. So, and he really doesn't want much. Like, he really, truly, and I know this sounds really stereotypical, but like, he wants your time. He wants your time. Like, legit, like, the best thing I can do, like, I kind of got made fun of at first in my wife's family because, like, I would go get everybody cards, like a personal card, like, that made me think of them or said what I really thought about them.
That's time. If you're taking the time out to do that, that's very commendable.
Yeah. So now decorating my whole house. We don't have kids. We go to all these different things for the holidays, whether it's the in-laws, my mom and stepdad, or sometimes we're in Ohio visiting family, or, you know, we go out to Sarah's sisters out in Fort Worth, you know, like, and, you know, my nieces and my nephews, like, if they were coming over, by all means, I have all the shit. I mean, my mom used to decorate for home and garden and home parade and all that crap for every holiday known to man. And she, when she downsized, gave me, I mean, dude, I could decorate every room in my house with Santas and
elves,
God
and angels,
knows
and
what all stuff. Like, legit, we have it all. Just, I'm not pulling it all out, and I'm not doing all that. If it's just me and Sarah at the house, and then we're going to everybody else's for Christmas Eve, that her family does a big Christmas Eve thing, usually Christmas Day. We're usually at her sister's with my niece and my nephew, and then we do dinner with my mom and stepdad back at our place or theirs. So we're constantly on the go. So I'm not pulling all that out just to put it away, nor am I supporting this.
At least the Christmas tree, though, right?
No.
Not even a tree.
We don't even put up a tree.
Con ain't got
We put up,
tree
no, we got stockings. We do stockings.
Okay.
We do put up the stockings, but we don't do all that other stuff.
My
Now,
tree-
where I have a big war with, especially my older brother, is people that don't give holidays their proper time. Like, you want to get a little bit ahead of things, cool. You want to put it out. Don't turn your Christmas lights on until after Thanksgiving. I mean, my older brother, I swear to God, starts putting stuff out like around Halloween.
If you go to Walmart right now, all the Christmas shit was out literally. It was Christmas and Halloween. And Halloween had a smaller aisle than Christmas. Mm-hmm. Christmas stuff hit in October. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's just it's a bunch of fluff to me. But I get it. But you know, there's also the Indian holiday. I forgot what it's called, Ramadan or something like that.
Ramadan.
You know. And then what's cool about a lady that I at my gym I work out with, she's Indian, and she explained it to me. And I was like, oh, that makes sense with the lights and everything. But they fall around that same time, and kind of people get confused about, well, are they got Christmas lights or is that whatever? And then it just leads right up into the Christmas holiday. But I agree. Don't do nothing Christmas until we get past Turkey Day. At least get past Thanksgiving.
I mean, you can put it up ahead of time, like I said, but you don't turn your lights
Don't
and
hit the
stuff on.
switch. Hey, but I'm horrible, dude. I don't take my Christmas tree down until like June. my Christmas
Why
tree.
take it down then? Why don't you just leave
I
it
think
up?
this year maybe it's a nightlight.
It's a nightlight.
It's a nightlight, literally, just because it's all white. My wife was obsessed with getting an all white tree, and it's got the lights built in and everything. And being that, you know, the house we got now is big, so we come moving. We got these little 6-foot trees, like it looked like the Charlie Brown Christmas tree in the corner. Because now we got 25-foot ceilings, so we had to go get a 12-foot tree, and my scary ass is up on a ladder trying to put it up there and putting the pieces on it. Man, after all that shit, I'm like, leave that shit there.
Oh, I'm messing with Oliver. You need a nightlight still, bro?
No. His dad needs the nightlight. Oliver don't care.
I'm still going to mess with Oliver.
His dad needs to find a way to the kitchen in the middle of the night to, get the Kool-Aid out the crystal light out the fridge. And just, yeah. But no, Ollie's a rebel now. He got his own room upstairs. He moved out of his brother's room. We took one of the guest rooms. He is that guy now.
Oh, I figured you maybe gave him Jesse's rooms.
I was going to, but Jesse, Oliver, he's so appreciative of what he got. So now I got to kick Jesse out of his room because Jesse's the scary cat. Jesse would watch a shit ton of scary movies and then then I come upstairs and he's in the room with his little brother. I'm like, why'd you watch all that scary stuff? I don't know. I'm like, bruh, if you scared, Oliver, why don't you come here and sleep in the big room? Oliver's like, no, I'm good. Oliver's about his sleep. He in a heartbeat, afraid of nothing. The 16-year-old, if he can sleep in bed with us right now, I think he would.
That's hilarious.
And he's built like a damn NFL player. It's like, you're the scariest, biggest kid I've ever seen. Put him on the football field, he's afraid of nothing. You show him it in a red balloon, he's in the corner. I
remember you telling a story not too long ago about like scaring him slamming a door or something. And
I was hiding in the pantry, and he is the fat. I swear to God, Tyreek Hill ain't got nothing on my son if you scare him. He walked up to the pantry door because it was ajar, and I was hiding inside the pantry, and I slammed it shut before he could touch it, and then I immediately opened it like, gotcha, and there was nothing there. His book bag hadn't even hit the floor, and he was already upstairs. By the time he hit that top step and turned the corner, his book bag had just hit the floor. That fast.
That's hilarious.
That's crazy. But anyway, yeah, but back to this time of the year, man. The one thing I will say, though, as we go into this season, the awareness of others, I do love that. When people start paying more attention to others' needs, looking at it, I just wish we can get past the commercialism of it all and kind of get down to what they call the reason for the season.
Yeah, that's always my brother's comeback to me when I start getting on him about this. I mean, he started a whole like secondary family chat about this crap and sending gifts and memes and all this stuff, Christmas stuff.
Like he's like, against it, or
he's all for it.
Okay.
I'm the one that's like, and a few of my nephews and cousins are like, no. And he's like, well, that's anti-Jesus. I mean, you should be able to celebrate Jesus all the time. And he goes down that road, and I'm like, I'm not even doing that with you. You are manipulating this to your favor, and I'm not going there with you on this because like people don't even celebrate this. It's more about gifts, and people make it about other things enough to begin with. So I'm not going down that road.
Well, if you mention Jesus, then it's a problem because the whole freedom and religion and speech and that the reason it just gets so muddled up that it's not even worth talking about. Just here, take this gift card and keep it pushing.
All right, so as you guys can see, the guests we had lined up tonight didn't work out. Trying to work something in. We got a bunch lined up for the end of the year. I think we have like 2 spots left between now and the end of the year. So those of you following, listen, if there's stuff y'all want to get our opinion on, you want us to talk about, you want to know about with a former guest or anything like that, or you have suggestions for us, throw it on here. I'm watching the feed since Biz is over here, so you guys just throw it at us. If there's something you guys want to hear, something you guys want us to talk about, we're all in. So
do you have any major plans for 2025 for the podcast? For this one. I know we're still working on the other one, but for this one. Any major ideas? I just put you in the hot seat because I know your brain has been working on things. Because you've been going to all these, you've been doing the one thing that I plan on doing in 2025, going to how to speak classes, going to just mentorship. So if you've taken all that in this year, has it given you any more vision for what this can be next year? This is the conversation we were supposed to have earlier.
Yeah, I know.
I was late, so I said, let's just do it now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down with it. That's cool. Honestly, man, I spent most of the last like 2.5 hours kind of going through my journal where I write stuff down and my notes from some of these events, like the Eagle Rise Summit I did with Jason Redman, BK Live with Bedros and all the amazing people he had there. And then just some of the times where I've had vacation or weekends, I've not been real consistent or good with journaling in the last 6 months.
And that's the thing that you need to quit BSing on, because when you come on my podcast, that's going to be your subject. That's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just
sharpen them skills.
I've been focusing on other things, you know, more personal stuff, you know, my health. You know, I've been trying to have discipline in a lot of other things that I've been undisciplined at. So as I learned today, one of the things that has suffered is my journaling. So, yeah, I mean, I've gone through that and I've just kind of been thinking about it. I mean, there are some changes we are going to make. There's a couple things that have come to mind. You and I have talked about some of these things several times. I kind of know what I want to do with some of them now, like the trailer. We got to get that done. We need a trailer on here so that people that don't know Common Sense, the podcast, that
can discover it. They see that trailer before every show. Basically, you know, it's the same trailer, but it tells them about us and Common Sense and what we're about, what we're doing. We're going to step up to the, I found another tool that I think is better than the one that we have to also create content.
That was my next thing as you saw, sorry, I dumped a lot out there this week.
Yeah,
but I was
like, damn.
Yeah, I was trying to get stuff off of that platform so that we didn't lose any of it if that goes weird once I cancel the subscription.
Understood. So you just downloaded it, so you got it.
I tried, but they don't make it easy. It's kind of a real pain in the ass to. I literally have to go. I have to go to each single one, download it to my computer, and then push it to the drive. It won't let me just like bulk click all of them, throw it to the drive. Can't do it.
I don't know if the new one can do that.
Unless I'm just a computer idiot, which, hey, that's totally possible. That might be a lack of skill on my part. But, yeah, I think shorts are very important because we are long format. We've said this for a long time. When we are consistent with the shorts, we get a lot of new viewers. Because, I mean, honestly, if you've never seen our show, you hear about it from one of us or something tunes you into our show, and we don't grab your interest in the first 5 minutes.
You're out of there. Yeah, you're out of there.
So that's hard to do because, and maybe I'll figure out some ways to do this better. There's a book I'm about to buy and break my rule because I've bought some books and I haven't finished the ones that I'm
Everybody
on.
does.
I know, but I'm trying. That's one of those things I'm trying to be a little more disciplined about. So there's a book on YouTube and growing YouTube. I have it written down that's supposed to be really good that I plan on doing over the holidays and getting through that. But yeah, just little tweaks, man. Merch. I want to get merch going, but you know, it's tough because the merch piece I like, the times I've worn it, I've had attorney friends, I've had random people tell, ooh, you might not want to be doing that. You know, apparently another milk company, because it looks just like the Got Milk thing from back in the days, which is kind of where I got the idea, to be completely honest. Even though I don't think it's like exact, but you know, whatever. They were kind of like, you know, like, you're not another milk brand, but another milk brand tried to kind of play off their slogan, and they sued the shit out of them. And if this started to gain more traction, you know, and like that's the number one selling shirt, like I don't want to deal with headaches, man. Like, and I'm being a lot more leery about it now after the whole music podcast and going the second round with that now, trying to get stuff trademarked so that we can start pushing that out there. I don't know how much you or everybody else knows about trademarking.
A lot.
It's kind of the first to file is once you're at that part, you can pretty much go ahead and start operating as you see fit. But there's a pretty big process that you go through with the attorneys and them.
Mine was cost. That's why I haven't trademarked a lot of stuff.
And research. Them researching to make sure that it's very highly likely that you're going to get your trademark beforehand.
It's not just the wording too. It's like likenesses, and there's so many different angles to it that you'll have of a trademark, and then you have to find so many things that are close to it. Kind of like when you register something with the .com, .net, .biz, and all that.
Yeah.
That whole, it's just a lot. So for me, there's 4 things that I have to get trademarked, and I'm like, I don't want to do none of this. I'm going to hire an attorney. So my piggy bank is growing. Then I know I can just hand in my 4 little mason jars full of change and be like, go ahead, do my trademark shit, because it's not cheap. But I can see why, because if you protect your intellectual property, it's money. Like true story. Bud Crawford, you know, the fighter from Omaha. Somebody else trademarked his name before he did. He had to, I don't know how they legally fixed it, but just trademarked his name before he had a chance. So it's like, as soon as you think you're going to be famous, you need to TM your name. Beyonce has, I think she actually has Beehive trademarked.
I'm pretty sure she does.
I mean, you know, and she got lawyers like crazy. There's certain elements, there's fonts, you know, when you're doing design, you know, I do a lot of design. There's certain fonts that you have to buy a license, you know, license agreements and I mean, the world is a very, very dot the I's and cross the T's when it comes to this.
Guys, I apologize. Yes, the internet is sucking terribly up here tonight.
Like, so now for the live recorded playback is going to be great.
Yeah.
But live, man, I don't know what's going on.
Live, you guys are just going to have to fight through it with us. So
yeah, it looks like old school TV before cable when you had the antenna and somebody had to go upstairs and fix it.
Yeah, like literally,
like
I want to start tapping on the cable box. Like, are we going to see some Skinamax on here or something if I tap too much? Like, no, I don't know. Just kidding.
We don't know why. Everything is just running slow. And I got an M2 top of the line. It ain't the computers. It's literally the internet.
Yeah, it's literally the internet up here. It's terrible. If I didn't want to delay anymore, we probably would have tried to go have it reset to get this past us. But I'm not going to deal with that. We were already a little behind. So... And we were anxious to get back here and talk with you guys and just, you know,
it's been a minute.
Sit down.
And nobody ever gets to see me. I keep getting called the voice. So I'm like, everybody else knows me.
Yeah, well, you got your shit getting together. That's the other thing.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to talk about that.
We got a new camera,
what else do I have planned for next year? Biz to be on camera.
To have my own camera, yes.
For sure.
I got the new, yes, I actually have a new camera.
And I want to do some different setups, man. I mean,
different location.
I love ICC. You guys know how I feel about ICC. This is my home away from home.
For all of us.
This is, you know, like my biggest thing is the cigars, but you know, 3 years running now into this, like not everybody smokes cigars. Not everybody's into that. Like, you know, guests that want to do that and my patio's not adequate or weather's not cooperative, whatever.
I'm gonna vote for as many patio ones as we can do, weather permitting, because it's just beautiful place and I get a good nap. If you're ever gonna get rid of them chairs, let me know, because I definitely want to buy those 2 chairs from you, the sleep chairs.
Yeah,
I just let me know if you're gonna sell them. I got you, bro.
Bro, you can get those on Amazon, man. Those things are insane. I need to take the covers off and wash them.
Send me the link, because I want those chairs are crazy.
Before we dive too much further, like, what are we smoking tonight? You guys always want to know what we're smoking on. So, did you even see these had come in?
So the Epic Poemas are in there too.
Yeah,
I bought an Epic in there. So yeah, I knew these were here. I snuck in here Monday, and you know, but the way my bank account is set up, I was able to buy one. G probably bought a box.
I was able to buy a box.
What?
I did not buy a box.
Yet.
No, dude, I have so many. No, I'm not going to. Like, I have too many cigars right now. Like. And I'm in a really bad habit of like some of them, like what's in my locker here, I legit want to age and I only want to grab out of every now and then.
All right, so what are we smoking tonight? This is the Byron Reserva. So hold on. What's the difference between this and the Epic? Epic one.
This is, I want to say a Cameroon wrapper.
I want to say almost the same thing. Okay.
I want to say because the gold labels, I believe, are the Cameroon wrappers. But either way, this is a very limited... Doesn't come out often, Byron, and you guys all know how we feel about Nelson Alfonso and what he makes. Amazing.
And what are we drinking? Go ahead, talk shit about my drink today. What you got? Talk shit about my non-alcoholic drink. What you got?
I got...
Put your pinky out when you're drinking now. Go ahead. What you got, bro? Put your pinky out. There you go.
I have Topo Chico, which I don't like just regular Topo Chico, so... I had them biz it up for me a little bit.
There you go.
It's got a little grenadine in it, and then they have all these amazing syrups that they do for specialty cocktails. So it's got a little blood orange in it. So it kind of tastes a little bit like, you remember tiger's blood from the
Yeah, I do.
shaved ice things?
I do.
It kind of tastes like tiger's blood. I'm really digging it. It's good, man. Yeah, I guess that's kind of like with the beard too, man. Like, you know, the beard was time for some change. It'd been 7 years since I had seen my face and actually shaved.
Are you going to keep the clean bumper every day, or just keep that Don Johnson shadow?
Oh, man, probably one or the other off and on. Just, I mean, like, I'm not growing a beard back anytime soon, man. Like, short beards are a pain in the ass. When your facial hair grows as fast as mine does, I would literally, if my beard was your length, I would have to touch that up every 3 days.
Mine is once a week when I go to the barber. That's it.
But I don't have a good barber.
I have to shave and keep the shape because all the, whatever. But as far as the length and all that, it takes me about 2 months for it to kind of get like that. But it grows, but it's curly. But to have can I get another one of these classic watermelon waters, please, sir? This right here good. See, look, Jacob is just that dude, man.
Yeah.
Watermelon.
Jacob cut his hair off, too. Did you see that yet?
Everybody's changing around.
Yeah, everybody's doing shit. Like, it's weird. You're seeing things you haven't seen ever or in
but
a really
you're talking
long time.
about change. Are you talking about like the consistency, like health wise? Like me, I'm not even Coke Zero anymore. I'm straight up water with a little bit of flavor in it. Because you know who we got coming on the show. I seen the calendar, so I got to make sure that my shit is on point. When he walk in, he gonna be like, "Oh, okay, you have been." Because I ain't spoke to him in like a month and a half. So I've been putting an extra half hour in the gym, and now I'm up to 10,000 steps a day. Damn it! When by the time he comes in here, I'm gonna be like, blam.
Yeah, so what he's talking about, guys, is if you've been following us for a while, you've seen one of my personal coaches in my health journey.
Mine too.
Alex Shaw.
Whiskey weight
loss. He'll be the first 3-time guest. He'll have been on once every year of the podcast.
Hat trick.
So he'll be the hat trick.
Now he doesn't.
Actually, I don't know. No, that's not true. That's not true.
Is he twice or 3 times?
Because we've had the Frakes brothers on twice, and Brandon's been on solo. So technically, Brandon Frakes is
hat trick. Okay.
Hat trick number 1. But yeah, either way, Alex is coming back on. We're gonna change it up a little bit for you guys. We're gonna talk about some of the things I've changed, some of the things Alex has changed. Some of the bourbon stuff he's doing. I mean,
his bourbon
it won't be the same, just us talking about whiskey weight loss.
His bourbon experience is pretty dope. I don't really drink like that, but when I went to and he gave me a personal bourbon class, and he compared one to another, the smooths and this and all like the nuances of bourbon. Yeah. I had a whole different appreciation for why you guys collect it, what you look at, the different occasions where they pick. Oh man, I totally understand bourbon on a whole nother level. Even though I still don't drink it.
Yeah.
I want to collect some bottles just so my bar looks cool.
Yeah. I can help you out. I can sell you some bottles.
Yeah, shit.
I got a lot of bottles to sell.
A lot of bottles.
I'll gladly tell you. And no, like, I didn't quit drinking or anything like that. Like, it's nothing.
We know that. We know he ain't gonna quit
extreme. Like, well, that is a goal of mine. This is weird. I can't believe I'm saying this shit on here. But
it's common sense.
Why not? Like, I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one that has time periods like this in your life. And I do this. I mean, I think it's important to reflect and not just completely change course, but, you know, maybe you have to make some alterations. Maybe you got to change a few things. Like, if you're really trying to be better and be the best version of you, that takes reflection and pivoting. I don't want to say like change course, but like pivot a little bit. Like, so, you know, some of the feedback that we've gotten at times on the show, if I really know the guest and it's somebody that I'm really, you know, good friends with or that I chop it up with and haven't in a long time or whatever, it's real easy to drink a little too much. I mean, like, just to be completely honest. And then, like, by the end of it, I'm super self-conscious. And I know I'm, like, either slurring or I'm chopping up my words and I'm just not functioning where I want to be for you guys and to make the show better. So
He's really comfortable with y'all, though.
yeah,
Really
but I mean, like,
comfortable.
there's a better way. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm trying to work out moderation on a few things, and honestly,
I can be your accountability partner as your producer. I can be like, when he comes in and says thumbs up, I'll cut you off.
it's not even like that, man. I mean, honestly, more of it is, yeah, I'm making good progress in the gym, and my discipline is starting to pay off for me, and I'm really seeing what I have as goals start to be accomplished. And with that comes, I don't really necessarily feel like drinking as much. I mean, not in public anyways, you know, like
crib, do what you do.
like that extra drink during the week because I'm on the show, or the 4 drinks instead of just having 1 or 2. Or, I mean, like, I went to see Yngwie Malmsteen on Tuesday. I had 3
Was that
drinks.
that concert that you had? You was like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell that was.
Dude, I got talked into this. I knew who he was, but not like
How
really.
you even spell his name? What is his name again?
Yngwie Malmsteen. I'm going to butcher this. Yngwie. And then Malmsteen, I think
know.
Malmsteen, or maybe EIN.
I
can't
can probably spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious quicker than I can spell the man's name you just tried to
but
pronounce.
dude, rock god. Like, he's known as like the metal symphony guy. Like, dude's pedal board is 4 feet long, and he plays with a keyboardist, a bass player, and
Was
a
it
drummer.
just him? Because that shit was packed.
Yeah, and he'll tell you during the show, this is not a band. This is Yngwie. I mean, like, and he's got a guitar tech that this dude is fucking brutal to. He's throwing guitars at him. He's bitching and moaning in between songs.
He must pay him a
switches
lot of
out
money.
guitars sometimes twice in a song, but definitely every other song. He's got to have it perfectly tuned. If one thing's off, he's like over there losing his mind on the side of the stage. Because we were at Trees, and my good friend Clint hooked us up. We were sitting in the crow's nest. So, like, we've got this like bird's eye view of the soundboard, the side stage, and then the whole stage. So we're kind of getting to see all of this happening in real time. So it's kind of a crazy.
So he's a perfectionist.
Oh, dude.
But does it show?
Wow.
Does it deliver though? I mean,
Dude, he's absolutely insane. Like, I mean,
and it was packed. That place was packed. It looked like it was packed.
Deceivingly, it was.
Well, you had good camera angles because from what I saw, it looked like a lot of people.
The whole downstairs. I mean, like, yes, the main stage front area was, there was probably 100 people in there, but like the upstairs was closed, sort of where we were at, and then I mean, it was not. It was a Tuesday night. It was election night. I think a lot of people were scared to be somewhere like Deep Ellum, worried that the world was going to end or things were going to go crazy.
That's a whole nother topic that I'm glad we don't go down that rabbit hole. But
we could talk about that the whole damn show. But
at the end of the day, shit you can do but just roll. Do what you do, let it go, and just put your seatbelt on. No matter who would have won or whatever, I still say it for anything. Just put your seatbelt on at this point, because things you can't control, you participate. Things you can't control, just hold the fuck on.
Half of you are happy, half of you are mad. Just like 4 years ago, half people were happy, half people are mad.
And as long as I wake up every morning, I'm good either way.
Yeah,
I keep it simple, man. But so speaking of experiences,
hold on.
Cosm.
You know that if I want to know about that too.
I'll tell you.
It's funny to me though, if people put half of that passion between how they feel politically or who they're supporting or not supporting into themselves,
it'd be an amazing.
Do you know how much better this entire world would be?
You know how many people would make up the excuse not to do what you just said? They would put more energy into the excuse of not doing it instead of just doing it.
Yeah.
I agree with you 1,000%.
If you did, because you know what? Wednesday morning, every one of us woke up the same way, got up, got dressed, tied our shoes the same damn way. Ain't what shit changed other than gas prices went down.
Amen.
Stock market went up. But I mean, like, hey, no matter how you felt about it, like,
I made a post.
Did your world drastically end on Wednesday?
No.
I mean, but I saw all kinds of crazy stuff that like happened, and he's not even in the office yet. Hamas said, "Bye, no more war. We're done." Like apparently, unless that's fake news. I mean,
I ain't heard that yet. But I've been trying not to listen to the news a little bit, except for weather, only because of I've watched how edited the news. So the one thing I will say about, especially, you know what? Take the presidents out. This whole Colin Allred and Cruz thing, I was like, these dudes is straight cutthroat, vicious
gangsters.
Well, Colin Andres' mama was stealing groceries out of blah, blah, blah. Well, Ted Cruz's wife was, stealing cars. I'm like, what the hell? Like, y'all making up all, like, when I say they got vicious, they got vicious.
Yeah.
Like, nobody gave two Fs about nobody. And they was like, that's a lie. Or I mean, like, bruh, I just, man, it got, I didn't want to hear it no more. It got so much like, I couldn't take it.
I'm the same way, but you know why? The only reason I went down this, and this is as far as we're going down anything political rabbit hole.
We're not talking about no sides. We're just looking at a general observation.
Yeah. The thing I loved about it, though, and I think this election showed that more than anything else, and this is one of the reasons why I do this. The corporate media bullshit, that shit is almost dead now. Like, those big ass news conglomerates and them just feeding bullshit and narratives.
I was about to say that
shit is about dead. Like, what does Joe Rogan podcast do?
I notice how much the media edits. Like, I've saw speeches from each one of the candidates, and then when the news plays it back, they literally take in piece. They edit better than I do. They take pieces and parts to make it say a whole different thing than what that person was saying. I was like, the narrative has been.
And I think people are tired of this shit, man. Like,
but Joe Rogan was uncensored and straight raw dog. Here it is.
And he's just like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And I think there's people now that like people are seeing the value in having other news sources. People that, I mean, don't have some kind of big agenda or are just, trying to bring you information in other ways, whether it's Sean Ryan or Joe Rogan and I know somebody's going to beat me up here and saying I'm just saying guys' names that kind of go in one direction.
You know my favorite show to watch?
That's just the shit I watch.
I watch Meet the Press.
Yeah.
Meet the Press is pretty, they even though I don't think they really like Donald Trump, I can kind of tell they're favored towards that side. But I will say this, they do ask the questions, and no matter what political side you're on, when somebody tries to skirt, they kind of bring them right back and say, no, you're going to answer this or else. It's like, but that's all of them that kind of get to the meat and potatoes of everything. Even I watched the political thing about the local Dallas political policies and politicals, whatever. I forgot what it's called, but Lone Star Politics, that's what it's called. I watched that. Like, I nerd out on that stuff because
I don't even know what that is.
You have to be aware of what's going on. And my thing is more about awareness versus a person's opinion. Let me know what's going on and let me develop my own opinion about it, but at least let me be in the know a little bit. But when it gets all minutia and all crazy, I'm like, click.
Yeah, I mean, if you put both sides of a story out there and you let people form their own opinion on it or come to their terms with what they believe to be true after you presented the whole story, then I think you quit having all this crazy divisiveness that you and I can't. The world today, you and I cannot disagree on something and still be friends. Like, I've watched this kind of shit happen even in my own family. And it's crazy. Like, why can't I just respect that you have a different opinion than me or have a conversation with you about it and want to learn why you feel the way you do? And I think that's, a lot of that comes because I'm in sales. Like, my job is to extract why you feel how you want to feel and what you really want and what you really need, and then me be able to tell you how I can help you with that. And so like,
basically,
I don't
what
think
is your itch and how can I scratch it for you?
Yeah.
How can I solve your problem? What are your pain points and what can I do to solve them? It's that easy. But it has to be, growing up, we didn't, all we had was, God, I'm old, Walter Cronkite and Sam Donaldson and these old guys.
60 minutes used to be 60 minutes of actual news.
Yeah, that's it. But we didn't have the influence of social media. You
Yeah.
didn't have the internet, and now you're bombarded by so many things that it's overload. Either you're overloaded or you're numb to it.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, if you look at television, back in our day, you know, you didn't even see a handgun on TV until after 9 o'clock on TV shows. Now you can turn on a show on any network and somebody's getting their head cut off.
Remember when people lost their mind when Bart Simpson said, "Eat my shorts"? And then like a year later, he said "bitch" for the first time.
I remember the first time I seen that on MASH. MASH, the show MASH, and he said, "You son of a bitch," and like the world stopped spinning. Like this was like the first cuss word ever to happen. And my grandma turned off the TV. She started reading Genesis and everything. I was like, "What's going on?" Like I had to be like 8 or 9 or something like that. Now you can damn near say on regular television every cuss word except for the F-bomb.
Yeah.
Every shit you can say shit. You could that's in it. I
mean,
you see butt cheeks at
Paid
6 o'clock.
for
Everything.
Skinamax is like public TV now.
Yeah.
Like it. I
Side
mean, it's
boob,
crazy. Like,
all that stuff.
yeah.
It's just normal. And like you know, in our younger kids, they're so desensitized to it. You know, back when we was younger, you see a boob or something, like, ooh. Now they'd be like, man, it's not even a big
we used
deal.
to beat on the cable box and play with the
Yeah,
antennas trying to
man.
catch half a boob on late night Skinamax.
My stepdaddy had magazines hidden up under the couch. Mom didn't know about that stash. When they leave, I'd be like, I'm a man. What is this? Now,
You're gonna laugh about this. It's funny. I won't say any names. So I have friends that moved out to the country and are out on a ranch now. And my buddy's wife posted today, "Hey, we're thinking about getting a tankless water heater. Tell us the plus or minuses of it. You know, like let us know what you think, your experience has been." I was like, "They're great. Just make sure you get it done properly. If you're going to go through the whole thing and you have the proper returns and stuff so that you don't have to, like my house even isn't set up completely, even though I have tankless, because we would have had to tear out a shit ton of drywall to make the loop right.
For
where it has
upstairs
that
and everything
Yeah.
else
So
to the
like
back.
if you turn on water in my kitchen, it's going to take like, I don't know, 2 minutes before it really gets hot.
my house is like that.
My shower, you know, my bathroom, like it's not as instantaneous you want, because you got to remember you're not heating a tank constantly. It only heats when you're asking for hot water. It heats it instantaneously.
It's not.
but it's
so
got
a regular
to travel
tank.
the loop.
So a regular tank, it's not sitting there with hot water on. Yeah, it is because
A regular tank is. It's filled with hot water and it
Right.
keeps it hot all the time. That's why your electric bill or your gas bill is higher depending on if you have a gas or electric water tank. So tankless, it's just small. It doesn't hold water.
I've seen how
it
small
has
they are.
water lines running to it.
and it just heats an element
and
as it's
like
running through it.
15,000 BTUs instantaneously hitting that water.
Boiling
But
it.
now it's got to clear the line of all the cold water. And then it's got to push that hot water once it reaches the temp down to each stop. And depending on what the first stop is, and usually your kitchen holds that up because it has flow restrictors on it for the environment, blah, 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 blah. So my advice was, if you're going to do it and you have the ability to, like, make sure you're routed correctly and that you have that proper return set up on there so that it cycles the water faster and you get hot water everywhere, right?
Thank you. So I was today years old to learn how to really work. I've always wanted
Yeah.
one, but I didn't know how it really worked. And I seen it. It was like this little bitty box. I'm like, I'm looking at these big ass tanks in my garage, and I see this box. I'm like, how does that work?
At least yours are in your garage. Mine were in my attic.
Ooh, hell.
And I've already had that happen once. So I'm not going through that
no.
ever
I
again in
couldn't
my
even
life.
imagine. Did you take them out?
Yeah,
Are they
yeah.
still there?
Yeah, they're gone. They're gone.
Who designed that shit?
Dumb people. But no, like, so the funny part of it was they also have a teenage boy at home.
Mm-hmm.
So my comment was like, well, because you're not always heating this thing, like, yeah, you're going to save a lot of money. I said, and you're really going to notice it because I said, I'm sure with the teenage boy at home, you have very extended showers going on, and that will probably save you quite a bit of money on hot water and not running out of hot water when you need to take a shower after said teenager is getting out of the shower. And I saw my buddy laughed at it. I don't know if his wife caught on what I was saying or not, but like I started laughing.
I have a 16-year-old. That's all
Yeah.
I'm going to say. My bill was $100 higher last month. And I'm
Don't ask questions, Cool Beans.
I'm like, huh? What this? Oh, it's because, but you know what? It wasn't his fault though. I have two sprinkler heads out, and I didn't know it. You know, because they're running at 2:00 in the morning, and then I come outside. I'm like, why is there a swimming pool in my front and backyard?
We just went through that.
Yeah,
too.
so that
shit
added
happens all the time.
$100. And anyway, yeah. So anyway, we got on the water tank heaters a little bit there. That's funny. But
Tell me about the basketball game.
oh,
you
so the
guys went.
Cosm.
I don't even know what this is.
I trade you. It's literally in your backyard. When I came out of it, I could have just took a left and went to your house.
Do you know how much shit is in my backyard that I don't even know is there?
So Cosm is the IMAX of. So imagine if you go.
It looked like y'all were in a suite at the game. At the game, yes. I was like,
it felt like we were at the game because it literally surrounds you almost 180. Like, so no matter where you look and the way the cameras are set up, it looks in its position like you're on the floor. So it's a wide view camera, but the perspective is correct. So I'm watching the basketball. It was the Spurs and Rockets. So I'm watching them walk by, and you're literally sitting here, and the coaches.
And it's a live game.
It's a live game.
Yeah.
And it's so we sit on the second tier. You have the tier that sits a little further down, so they get a little bit more immersive. But it's just a huge IMAX screen, but it has everything there. So when the camera switches, so when they take the ball down to one end of the court, it just switches, and now you're sitting right behind the goal. So, like, I've never seen, like, you're looking at the facial expressions when they get punched in the face with the ball, like, you hear everything. The squeak, the ball bounce, when he calls him a bitch, when he talks about his mama, when they punch, they do everything, and it's right there. Like, the ref had his ass in the camera. I'm like, oh, can they do something about that? Like, he's right there. They threw the ball out of bounds. You're ducking. Like, and then the food, everything. I mean, it's dope. And they charge you tickets like you're at the game.
Yeah.
It's the best seat in the house, but like last night wasn't a big deal. So it was like $44 per. Food's okay. Ceviche's amazing. But then like when they do even though now Cowboys tickets should be free. Talk about that later.
Yeah.
But when it's a bigger game, like when the Lakers play, those tickets could be like $128, and it's reserved seating. I really like that. So if you get in there early enough, you can. But like some of the big games are already sold out. Like I try to look at tickets what tonight's game would be for Thursday Night Football. It's already sold out. But they have 2 domes, and just like at the Cowboys Stadium, they have a mezzanine where it's like 70, 100-foot screens, so you can go out there eating whatever and watch whatever game you want out there and be served. But that interior dome thing, it literally feels like you're at the game.
That's crazy.
My wife don't even give a damn about basketball, and she stayed for almost the whole game. Let's watch the game. I'm like, I'm ready to go. Now let's watch the game. I'm like, damn, you want to actually stay? Because it feels like you're there.
Yeah, and you got the best seats in the house.
Best seats in the house. And when they go to commercial break, you're still there. So all the stuff they do, like in live games that you don't see at home, you're watching it out. So, man, they got a 4-minute timeout. They brung out a whole concert. They had a concert of rapper people breakdancing, doing flips, and in 10 seconds, they clear the floor and you're right back.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it is. If you like sports, man, it is definitely an experience you would have to go.
Well, let's talk about something else. I'm going to put you on the hot seat.
Go for it.
How's Press Forward and Rewind going, brother? Which, by the way, I hope you all saw the link I shared. He officially put out episode number one.
Episode number 1 is good. Episode 2
my dude
come out to
and you went like straight out the gate swinging like you're Jake Paul trying to fight Mike Tyson. You went and got Jamon. You went and got Jamon.
Yeah, and we actually recorded at his house because we wanted to smoke. Because in my studio you can't smoke. But the first episode was special because if everybody didn't know, we lost our oldest son a couple months ago, and Jamon lost his mother a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And he created one of his best-selling cigar.
Genesis
was inspired by his mom, and me actually getting off my ass and doing my podcast is something my son was in my case about for a couple years. And so we kind of came to promise, and because of what we went through losing somebody special.
Yeah.
And that's what the episode was about. And in most of my, so my podcast is about being 50, what it's like to start over at 50, because COVID really took a lot of people back to square one. A lot of people lost jobs. Some people just didn't want to do what they did. They lost loved ones and they kind of got lost in the minutia. So in your season 2 of life, you're starting over. And there was so many people, such as myself, that had to start over. You know, I was with a marketing company, and that, because of COVID, things kind of went down. And just out the blue, I was like, well, we're not really going to do this no more. So go for it. So I'm like, shit, I'm out here swimming. I got to think of something. I got to figure out something. And you figure out that you think you're the only one going through something until you have a conversation with people, and you figure out so many other people that have been in your pants, in your shoes, excuse me, not in your pants, Lord have mercy. They've been in your shoes. And when you actually have discussions on their journey and how they overcame a certain part of it, that's great information for everybody else. So we talked about how we all got starting over. I have, she's a life coach. She's actually my cousin, but she's a life coach. And the next episode is going to be about having your own personal board of directors.
Yeah, I like that, man. I've been, I didn't do one today, but I've started posting quick little lives, do it reels.
Every day, man. Whatever just motivates and moves you, do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna start getting better about that.
You know when I do mine?
I'm figuring it out. I've been doing it in the truck while I'm sitting at the gym about to go.
That's when I do mine.
I know, it's what you told me. So
I just literally, right before, I normally do mine either after or before the gym. I just sitting on the steering wheel before I go in, and I'm also full of pre-workouts. So I'm already like humming. I'm
finishing mine. That's where I'm like, I don't know if I should do that. I should probably start doing this afterwards, because right now I'm just getting all amped up to go into the gym.
And that's where me doing personal every day, a personal thing started in the gym, because that's when I said, you know what? I have to start. And even though I still was going to the gym every day, but with a purpose. So I just started sharing that.
Yeah.
And everything I talk about is just motivated for either something I've seen on the internet that relates to me or an experience I had the day prior. Like today, I didn't post anything because nothing really happened new. And I want to keep it genuine. Yeah. The internet wants to be consistent. You got to post every day. But if I don't go through anything in that day, I really have something to share. I don't want to fake the funk either. So when you go through it, share it, have it. And it got me over the fear of doing the podcast, because I'm always behind the camera. I've never wanted to be in front of it. So by me doing them lives and literally recording and posting it, you don't get a chance to look at yourself. You don't critique yourself. You just do it. And after I got used to doing it, it wasn't hard.
That's where I always I don't know. That wasn't intentional for me. I wasn't worried about that, so I didn't do that intentionally. But I think that's good that you saw that.
But it's good that you do it, because
and you went and did it.
I think it helps when it comes to sitting down here. The more you share about yourself and things and points of views and things like that, I think that it reflects in when you sit down with the guest, because they've seen it, you've seen it, you talked about it. It gives you insight. You can take from a guest, and that can give you a week's worth of context, not reposting here, but your own personal reflection from who you interviewed that week.
Yeah, I definitely need to do that. That needs to be something kind of maybe a recap. Maybe that'll be what some Friday morning posts are, is after I've done the show. Maybe I'll talk about that for a minute or two.
I think that would
just
be what, and it's fresh in your mind.
I took from it.
When you're talking about Redman, Bedrin, if you were there at Bedrin Coolio's, next time you go to another mentorship, because that's what I wanted to talk to you about too, is I want to really start going to and figure out mentoring programs, because they said the first thing when you invest in yourself, it isn't always money. Everybody thinks mentors are a scam. They're just meant to get the money off you, blah, blah, blah. But I've started following certain people like Myron
What if
Golden,
you change the word from mentor to coach?
It's the same thing. Yes. And I agree. So no, I guess you're right, because when you look at coach, then it's okay to pay a coach for their services.
If you were trying to get better at baseball, or you wanted your kid to get better at
football,
sport,
we've paid.
You go pay for a coach.
I've paid coaches for Oliver and Jesse.
So why do you think it is? I'm asking you, but this is stuff I ask myself all the time too. Because it's a balance too of 'cause some of these things are not cheap, man. The good ones, the legit people, they are not cheap.
You know why I changed my mindset? Because of a course I paid for. The first thing it said was, you need to become the type of customer that you want. So for your services that you do, for the services that I do, I want to get paid for them. Yeah. What's the difference in paying a coach? Especially if it's somebody that's already got the blueprint for where you want to be and they're achieving it. Why would I not pay you for your time, for your knowledge?
Yeah, there's a couple ways, I think, to look at that. Way I look at it has kind of evolved. yes, I believe in paying people to coach you and do something that a lot of the good coaches talk about, which is time collapsing. So, and that's time collapsing is kind of a concept that is a big reason why I started this podcast, because I was hearing all these amazing stories from all these unique, amazing individuals. Some people that I knew, some I didn't know well, some people I had just met. And then I had a plethora of individuals that are very successful at whatever it is they're an expert in or whatever they do. And I was just thinking, like, man, I sit and have these kind of really candid conversations with them. And, you know, I'm learning stuff constantly that maybe, like, it's not an application for me, but I'm able to take something from it that I can either use in my own life, my business, my personal life, whatever, and be a little better at it. And if the people I have on my show are able to do that for other people, then that's giving you guys something of value. You know, and I think that's something you should judge a mentor or a coach on, that you're going to look as like, what are